Hey guys, Nick here, and a lot of you guys requested that I do a create a class video for Modern Warfare 2, so I decided I might as well do one. I think I've actually done one before, but I'm going to go ahead and do another one. So the first couple of classes I'm going to show here are, you see I have the number 1 through 5. These are 5 classes that I recommend having, and I'm going to be doing these 5 first because if you don't prestige and you don't get more classes, then these are 5 classes that I recommend you using. So yeah, the first class is my Assault class, and this consists of a red dot ACR with akimbo Rafficas. I have a Claymore, stun grenades, Scavenger, stopping power, sit rep, and copycat. Now there's a couple of things I'm going to point out here because this is the first one. I use stun grenades on all of my classes. The main reason for this is because you throw them faster than you throw flash grenades. Flash grenades take like 3 or 4 seconds to throw, while stun grenades throw right away, which makes it easier to use them to stun claymores and whatnot. Yeah, also if you didn't know, if you throw a stun grenade near a claymore, it will not work for 5 or 10 seconds. So that's always a good thing to know. This is a pretty basic class. It's definitely my most tryhard class, I'd say, even though I have a class called tryhard. But yeah, this is my most tryhard class, I'd say. The ACR is the weapon I do best with. This is a fairly standard assault class. You've got a red dot assault rifle, so it's an unsilenced weapon. It's got a red dot for added range. It doesn't really add range, I guess, but it makes it easier to use at a distance. And the secondary, really, for any class, secondaries can be changed up however you want. I use the Rafficas because they're like shotguns, only they switch faster. And yeah, the range is a bit shorter effectively than a shotgun, but you can shoot them fairly quickly and swap to them fairly quickly, which are both good things about it. I use claymores on a lot of my classes because I use them to defend my back. I don't like getting shot in the back. Always a good idea to have claymores, and you can exploit the fact that you can pick more up with Scavenger, so you never run out, which is always good. That brings me to Scavenger. When you're using an assault class like this is something I'm going to use when I'm going for nukes or trying to get good scores, so I don't want to run out of ammo. So the Scavenger Pro always helps. Stopping power is just something basic. This is a basic assault rifle class. You got a powerful assault rifle that's accurate and good. So you know, throw in the stopping power and you just kill quicker. Sitrep Pro you can use. I recommend Ninja Pro. I use Sitrep because I have a headset, and this is a less mobile class. Like it's not a rushing class. So when you have Sitrep, it's better when you're, say, aiming down your sights and you hear somebody sneak up behind you, versus Ninja Pro, which is better for a more mobile class like a silenced SMG or any silenced weapon, really, where you're trying to sneak up behind the enemy. Because you don't want to hear them coming. But with this, when you're not moving as much, you're going to be able to hear other people better, which gives you the advantage. You can hear the people who have Ninja Pro on, and kill them, which is good. And I use Copycat on all of my classes because Painkiller is stupid. But no, I have another reason. I find that it's like a psychological effect that when the Painkiller thing flashes on the screen, I tell myself I'm playing awful and end up doing even worse. Also, I tend to be really reckless when I get Painkiller and just like run out and get killed, even though I have triple health. I still die like right away. And it's just this whole psychological effect of having Painkiller makes me do even worse. So Copycat, it doesn't annoy anyone, it doesn't do anything, it's not going to make me play worse when I'm already doing bad. And yeah, so that's my first class. The second class is a silent assault class, and this is a very good class to be using. It's a silenced tar, and I put an M10 with grip. I think the M10 is a pretty practical shotgun. The best shotgun, of course, is the A12 because it's like automatic and whatnot, but honestly, an automatic shotgun, do you really need that? Like, this one's semi-auto already, so if you get a hit marker or a miss, you can just, you know, shoot again. But Man, I hate the AA-12. A lot of people hate the SPAS because it has good range, but it's actually not that much further than the AA-12, and you have to aim with it. While the AA-12, you just hold the trigger and it gets you kills. So I don't like the AA-12. It annoys me. But if you're looking for a good shotgun to use, the AA-12 is definitely an option. I got Claymores on this again because I use Claymores on a lot of my classes, unless it's like an SMG. So, Claymores are better for defensive play. What I tend to do with this class is sneak up behind the enemy, get in their spawn, and kill them. And of course, I want to put Claymores because I'm in their spawn, and I don't want them to be coming from a certain direction, so I don't get killed from behind. That's what I like to use Claymores for. Scavenger because you need ammo. I don't like running out of ammo. Stopping power because I use stopping power on most of my classes. There's a few situations where I wouldn't want stopping power, but for the most part, stopping power is a good idea. You can't really go wrong with stopping power. Ninja Pro because when I use a silenced gun, I just tend to use Ninja to be more stealthy and whatnot. If I'm sneaking up behind people, I don't want to be heard. My next class is my stealth class, and this is my anti-air support class. This class rapes chopper gunners. It's a silenced UMP, and don't hate me for using the UMP. It's not that overpowered. Stop crying. And I have stingers. And those are things you can use to shoot down chopper gunners, in case you didn't know that, because you probably didn't. And I have a Semtex. I tend to use grenades on my SMG class, and nobody really uses frag nades in this game. And yeah, so I got the Sleight of Hand Pro because that works well with the UMP, and because I can reload my Stinger in like a second and take out chopper gunners. I think it's like under 10 seconds and you can kill a chopper gunner, which is pretty quick. Like, they're barely in the map, they haven't even killed anybody, and they're already spinning out from my my Stinger missile. And the cold-blooded there is for two reasons. First off, if you're shooting down air support, you don't want to get shot while doing it. And second of all, the UMP is hardly affected by stopping power, so by having cold-blooded on, you're not really at any disadvantage when using the UMP. The only problem I tend to have with this class is I'll get like 5 kills with the UMP, and I'll run out of ammo, and I'll have that stupid Stinger, and I hate how it like auto-switches weapons as soon as you run out of bullets, and I'll try and like knife somebody, but I'll be pulling out my Stinger, and it takes a long time to do that. Third perk, Ninja Pro, because this is a very stealthy class, you want to be quiet. My next class is an objective class, and stop crying about my UMPs, I don't use them that much. Look, I don't even have fall. But yeah, this is my objective class. This is when I want to get to the flag before the enemy team, or I want to capture flags, or do things like that, but I usually just use it when running around with the spas, because I'm crazy. But yeah, this is good if you're on a map where you need to get to, say, B flag first, or if you're playing capture the flag. Once again, the UMP is unaffected by stopping power, almost unaffected by stopping power. Marathon, obviously, to make you faster. Lightweight, or not make you faster, make you run longer. Lightweight to make you faster, and Ninja because if you have Marathon and Lightweight and you're running around a lot and you don't have Ninja, you sound really, really loud, so I'd recommend Ninja. And the spas, you don't have to use the spas. I wouldn't recommend an AA-12 for this class because the AA-12 runs out of bullets real quick, but an M10 would work, although you'll find yourself reloading a lot if you're using it like as a primary. And the Striker might work, but I like the spas because it's cool. My next class is a sniper, and if you only have 5 classes, I recommend not having a dedicated sniper class unless you really like sniping. I recommend using your 5th class to kind of like change around to whatever gun you feel like using that's not in your 4 that you keep. So anyways, this is my sniper class. I like the 50 cal for a couple of reasons. First off, you get more bullets than the intervention. Second of all, you can shoot it faster, and I like that. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same gun. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the intervention's more accurate. Every gun in this game is dead accurate 100%. The bullet will go where your red dot is, or the bullet will go where your sniper scope is pointing 100%, unless there is the sway on snipers and sway on the AK-47. I think the LMGs have sway too, but the bullets in this game are all 100% accurate. They will go where you're pointing. Um, Anyways, I use FMJ because that's just the thing to do with snipers, I guess. Um, I don't know. I could use extended mags, but I don't feel like it. I do have an extended mag M9 because I think it's cheating to be using primary weapons like the PP2000 or something when I'm sniping. And I actually tend to do really well with the... Oh, what happened there? I tend to do really well with the M9 with extended mags because you get something like 18, possibly, I'm going to guess 18 bullets in a clip. I'm not entirely sure, but that sounds like twice the size of a normal pistol clip, so that sounds good to me. And I got a Claymore because, if you're sniping, you want to watch your back. Sleight of Hand Pro because you can aim really fast with snipers in this game if you did not know that by using Sleight of Hand Pro. Stopping Power because snipers suck without it. I don't like hit markers. And Steady Aim because I'm a noob and I hard scope really hard. I mean, because, I don't know, Steady Aim's cool. I can't really think of a better perk to use in a sniper like Ninja. Nah, I'm not really running around a lot. I don't think that's going to help me. Commando, no, stop doing that. I hate when snipers lunge at me with their commando. I'm like, it's a sniper. He's defenseless. And then all of a sudden, from 30 feet away, he's stabbing me in the face. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't know. Steady Aim works. You can also like hip fire with the 50 cal, which means you're super pro. My next class is named Question Mark because I couldn't think of anything interesting, but it is a Scar with a silencer, and this gun is fantastic. It's dead accurate, low recoil, high damage. The iron sights are amazing. The only downside is that it runs out of bullets real quick. The clip is small, only 20 bullets, so you're going to have to reload a lot, and what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, you need Scavenger Pro for this class. Definitely have Scavenger Pro. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but these last 5 classes are classes that are good, that I recommend you use, and stuff like that, but they don't have to be your classes. This is interchangeable for the Silent Assault class, my second class, only that the TAR doesn't have to reload as much or run out of ammo as often. Anyways, Stopping Power, I like using Stopping Power. Other perks just feel like cheating or something. I don't know. I like having that extra damage. It's good. And as I mentioned before, Ninja goes with all my silenced guns. I have the Akimbo Rafficas on. I usually use one silenced Raffica because if you're in the middle of a reload, I don't even know I have those Akimbo Rafficas. I'm going to change that right now. You guys can witness the change of my class. I don't know. I'm going to use a where'd we go? Okay, I'm confused. I'm going to use a silenced Raffica because if you're in the middle of a reload with a Scar, you want something that you can swap to quickly, so you can quickly swap to that silenced Raffica and kill people fairly quickly without appearing on the radar if you're trying to be stealthy. So that's a pretty good idea there. And the Scar's already got good hip fire and can hold its own in close range, so you don't need an Akimbo Raffica or like a shotgun or something. I think it's pretty good the way it is like that. This M4 class is pretty much exactly the same as the Assault class, only it doesn't have an ACR, but they're very similar weapons. They're almost interchangeable. The ACR is a bit better, but if you don't have it unlocked yet, go ahead and use the M4. My next class, I have a silenced AK. I really like this gun. The AK is really powerful, it's really good, only it's really hard to see when you shoot because it's got a lot of muzzle flash. So what you can do to reduce that is put a silencer on, and when you shoot you can actually see what's happening. And that's really helpful when using the AK-47, or when using any weapon. You really want to see what you're shooting at. It's always a good idea to be able to see your target, and the silencer helps with that. The iron sights are pretty good, the damage is pretty good, the recoil is not hard to control with the silencer when you can actually see. It's a pretty good gun. Highly recommend you use that. Alternatively, you can throw a red dot sight on it. That's pretty cool. I like the red dot on it. Extended mags, if you have them, FMJ, all those things work good on the AK. It's a really fun gun to use, but I'm assuming since it's unlocked at level 70, not a lot of people have it. So, if you do, go ahead and give it a shot. It's pretty fun to use. And I have a shotgun because this class is named Storm, and for a couple of reasons. Storm is something to do with assault rifles and how they like invented them to be storm rifles, like the Sturmgewehr or whatever. I don't know how that happens, but also this is the class I almost always use on Storm, because I don't know, I like to silence AK on Storm. I like silence weapons on Storm, and I have a shotgun because there's that one like doorway where people come from. I think it's C, and I like to stand there with a shotgun occasionally and shotgun them. And I'm a big fan of the M10. It works well for me. And Scavenger for more ammo. Sometimes I use sleight of hand, but I really don't like running out of ammo, and I don't like switching my weapons in the middle of a game because it makes videos harder to edit when I'm doing my little template. No, because I don't like, I don't know, I just feel like playing with the same gun the whole game most of the time, except for when I'm doing bad. Then I switch classes every time I die, because I blame my death on the class I'm using, because I can't accept things. My next class is Tryhard, and this is like an MLG class, only you can't use a Raffica. I don't know, maybe you can use Rafficas in MLG, but this is like a red dot FAMAS, and I got another FAMAS. It's just smaller. And I got a Semtex and sleight of hand, because I highly recommend sleight of hand on the FAMAS because it's got enough bullets the way it is, and you have a second FAMAS if you run out of ammo, so that's always convenient. Red dot makes it a little bit easier to use, I guess. I don't know, the FAMAS iron sights are already pretty good, but I can't really think of another attachment you want to use other than noob tubes, and don't do that. I hate noob tubes. Yeah. My last class is called Sandy Ravage because I don't know. This is the class I use to go for like spaz clips, because I don't know. You probably shouldn't use this class because you're probably gonna die a lot if you only use this spaz. But I don't know. The marathon stopping power UMP does pretty good. Stopping power actually works on the UMP when you're close range. So if you're trying to like rush up to people and kill them close range with a UMP, this works. And then you could wait. Trying to make sense here. Give me a second. You can make them angry at you and they will all cry because you're using overpowered weapon. I don't really think it's that overpowered, but I don't want to start that argument. Please don't leave comments about that. That's going to really bother me, and I'm going to have to block you from my YouTube. Well, I might not do that, but I might, depending on how angry you make me. Why don't you give it a shot? Anyways, that seems to be, yeah, that's all 10 classes done. So yeah, that's, I guess, my create a class video. That's probably the end. I don't know. Maybe you guys want to go into the barracks and see this stuff. What challenges do I have? I don't know why I'm doing this. I want to see how close I am to getting the 1000 headshot weapon for my weapons. Pretty far on most of them. What am I closest with? 801 with a TAR. Oh, what I got here, like 543 with the FAL, 112 with an M16, 864 with a no, that's not a FAMAS, that's an ACR, my favorite weapon that I avoid using. Oh, the F2000, this one looks like 5, ooh, 21. And the AK-47, 462. Not bad, I guess. What else? Let's look at the, I don't know, I'm just going to look at the UMP. 663. Well, I used the UMP. Oh, I'm close to fall on that. 20 more headshots. Nice. And how about my snipers? 829 with the 50 cal and 720. I've never gotten that 1000 headshot golden title before. I don't know why. Let's look at the leaderboards. Why don't we? Accuracy. For some reason I have negative accuracy. I'm assuming this is probably got something to do with a hacked lobby I ended up joining somehow, but I have no idea why my accuracy is negative. That doesn't make any sense. Kills. Ooh, look at that. I'm so pro. I have 135,000 kills. That's a lot. I killed 135,118 people as of today in this game. That is a lot of kills. Mr. Death Doctor here's got even more. Wins. Ooh, this is going to be bad. 0.93, that's actually not too bad. I expected it to be A lot lower, because I quit any game I get noob tubed. If there's like a lobby and I get noob tubed, or I join, and before I spawn I can hear a chopper gunner, I just leave the game. But oh wow, Mr. Death Doctor with his 6.35 win-loss. What a pro. How about my score? This will tell me the time played, although you probably already see 29 days. Ooh, I like it. That's a long time I've played this game. Although people have longer. What is this? 42 days. Wow, that's a long time. How do you have so many points? Hacks. How do you, 38 days. This is not fair. Oh wow, people go up more. 31 days. People gotta stop playing this game. See, it's fun. I've got like 9 days on Black Ops and I'm bored out of my mind. Um, but yeah, I don't know. This is dragging on. I'm not really going anywhere. Rate the video because I like having lots of thumbs ups and stuff. Please subscribe if you want to see more, but only if you're going to watch my videos. I really want to bring out this whole idea of people subscribing just so they can have a higher subscriber count. The point of subscribing is so that you can watch somebody's videos. So if you want to watch my videos, then I urge you to subscribe. If you're not going to watch any of my videos, then there's not really any point in you subscribing. It doesn't really mean anything. Anyways, thank you for watching my create a class video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I was able to be insightful and give tips, and I've been talking for a really long time and I'm starting to ramble on, so I'm gonna end this here. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.